Okay, so today I'd like to start making some Valentine cards, and the idea behind this is I'm going to use some watercolour paper and some watercolours, but I've decided I just want something plain and simple, so this is just a mock-up for now. I'm just letting that dry a moment. What I might do is pop the dryer on it, so let's get this on here. So I'm using these ones here at the minute. These are Winsor & Newton colours, and I have them in my palette here. These are just a few reds and burgundies and some iridescent paints down here. So it's pretty simple really, and I just want to have another go at layering up some more to make this colour a bit deeper. And I'm using this card here, so I'm using this paper here, it's like handmade papers, cardy papers. It's quite thin though, this stuff. You can get it in thicker stuff, but it's going to be okay for what I want to use it for. So I'm going to pop that one to the side, and I'm going to fold this over again, and I want to give it that same torn effect. So I've got a square again, and then I'm going to gently just put it apart like so. So we've got another square, and I've been going around this heart for a template simply because sometimes my hearts don't come out that fantastic, so at least this way it's a nice even design. And what I might do is get a few of these set up ready, so that I'm not, you know, I can let one dry and then start the other. Let's do it like that. Such a simple, cute idea. And also I've got some cards. Now I'm using this pack of Dough Crafts Paper Mania cards. These are just 4x4 inches. Cute little cards. So they come with envelopes. This is a pack of 12, and they've got the envelopes and the cards with them. And I've also bought some of these little plastic cellophane packaging slips to pop them into. So, but we'll get the hearts done first. I'm hoping that I can put these into the shop down at Weybridge, maybe Foy. That would be nice. It's not my usual kind of work, but it's a nice rough edge. I'm trying to get them all roughly the same size, and I'm trying to get them all as square as possible. There. Could have done this before I came on, but before I started filming, but it doesn't matter. Having a relaxing day of card making today. Now we've got a few there. Let's start with that. Let's get rid of these little bits here. Right. I have an idea in mind of how to finish it off, but we will just get this part out of the way first. Okay, now then. I did actually start that one just popping some water in first, rather than going straight in with the dark intense colour like I've just done with this one. Doing it like this is not going to really give me a great deal of room for manoeuvre unless I take some of the paint off, but it's trial and error. I'm just going with it really, just having a play and just making it up as I go along. This is that one. Pop that one to one side. Probably won't need no more. So whereas this one I've watered down the intenseness of the colour, pigment, and water it down again. With the next one I'm going to pop just some water in on the brush, and I'm going to go around the heart and then drop colour in and let it do its own thing. So get rid of the water on my brush, get rid of the colour on my brush. I was hoping to be able to do this video without any editing. It's just to save a little bit of time, but I don't know how long it's going to be, and I don't want to bore everybody too much. So I've popped some water in there, it's a little bit coloured, and now I'm going to get some pigment and just drop it in. See? Get a little bit of a darker colour. Just drop some in. I'll let that dry off for a moment. Okay, slightly different colour there. Alright, let's go in for some intense colour again. Can't see my paints, can you? That's the trouble. Let's move the camera back a bit. There. My water's very, very red. So this one's quite a light colour at the moment. This is a quinacridone magenta. I'm going to just darken it off a bit. Look at that, that's quite nice. And you know what else I'm going to do? I'm going to pop some of this lovely iridescent paint in. I'm just going to wet it a little, just to activate it. Give it a little bit of an emulsification, if that's the word. Emulsify it a bit. There we go. These have a lovely shimmer to them. There's quite a lot on that one there. Let's pop some of it onto this one. Oh, that looks nice. That looks very nice actually. Look what it'll look like in here. Very pretty. if you can see that. There's a lot of water on this one, and it's starting to seep out the edge of the heart, but that's alright, I'm fixing it. Okay, I don't really want to blow on that with the torch because it will blow it everywhere. I could take some of the paint off and put more on. So I've just dried my brush off. And soaking up some of that excess liquid and colour. But it actually gives it quite a nice look. Yeah, let's take some of this off. This is looking a bit... Okay, and some of these here, I'm going to emulsify this again. This is a slightly different colour here. I'll just pop some of that in there as well. Gives it a little bit of a shimmer. I think actually I've got some lovely, I've got some other iridescent paints here. Let's have a look in here. So I've got all these lovely, lovely peacocky colours. Look so beautiful. I think I'm going to grab this nice, really nice purple here. And I'm going to just dab some of that in. Look at that. Oh, that's nice. Just dab it in. Something a little bit different. Quite pretty actually. Very pretty. And once it's dry, you'll see the shimmery effect it gives off. Okay. Right, so I'm going to leave it at that for those ones. This is my tester card, just to give it a little idea of how it's going to look. I think they're going to look quite pretty actually. Quite simple, but very simple but effective. Okay, so we've got those. We're going to let those dry off a moment. And then I think what we're going to do is I'm going to prepare my cards. I want to ink some of these as well, so what I might do, I'm going to dry some of them off a little. This is more of a heat gun, so I think I'm going to change it for my little blowy gun. So I use one of these. Sometimes I use a hairdryer for my acrylic painting, but for my watercolours I will use this. It's a Tresemme. It's basically a tonging wand, a heat wand, but I use it for drying paint, watercolours mainly. It's a lot less intense for heat. Got it on a cool setting, so it's not burning my fingers. Whilst they're just drying off a little more, because that one's still a little bit wet, I'm going to cut out some of this card here. What I want to do, the idea of it is, I'm going to pop some little squares onto there, and then put them onto the cards, I think. It's just a test run, so let's have a look. So I want to get the measurements exactly right, so I'm just aiming it up on my little board here, and I think about there. So we got, I need a ruler of some sort. There we go. So I've got a grid mat underneath so I can see sort of like where to mark my thing. So it's square. Well, I'm hoping it's going to be square. Let's have a check. So we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 squares that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 squares that way. And now I'm going to cut it with my knife, but I need to do it on, not on the glass. I've got a cutting mat under here. Now then, so I'll get some light on here. It's not very bright in here, is it? That's better. Okay, I'm going to cut this out. One. There. Okay, so we have 6 of those now. Let's put that out of the way. And they are touch dry. That one's a little bit wet still, but that's fine. And then we're going to get some of these cards and pop them on like that. And then what I want to do is try a little bit of ink. So that's quite dry. I have some microfiber, microliners and stuff in here. I'm hoping I was recording. Okay, and then that can go on there like so. Right, let's get some stickies. There's that, so I have some of that, and a prick stick would be nice. Okay, so right, where were we? I had to just go off for a moment. Now I am going to, what I want to do is I want to glue that on there fully. So get some of this glue here. Hopefully it's alright. Can't seem to find my prick stick. Don't seem to know where that. Okay, now I want to put a little diamante on there, so I think I do anyway. So let's just pop a little bit of glue there. And that's our there. And now I'm going to get a brand new card. because that one's a bit grubby. And there, I did cut out a little just for you thing, which I can't find now. Oh, there it is. This little thing here, and I could put that on there, but I don't know. I don't know if it spoils it or not. Let me know in the comments down below, see what you think. I could raise this up a little, but I don't know if I want to do that either. It's difficult. Decisions. So I've got some of these here which I could use. Pop one on each corner. Okay, and then peel off the right, I'm going to try to centre it on here. Like so. Oh, that looks quite pretty. There we go. It's a nice handmade Valentine's card. So now, do I leave it like that, or do I pop on something like that? I don't know. I think that makes it look too handmade. So I think I'm just going to leave it like this. It's just simple. It says it all. Just for you. It's just not quite the right saying that I want on there. So I think that's alright. And I did have some tiny hearts somewhere. I'm just going to find them. I'm going to take a tiny one, and I could just pop that in. There's like a little, you know, or there, just on the corner. Do you know what I mean? Just like a little signature. What do you think? Or does that look odd? And or put some of this glittery stuff on it. Oh, oh, right. Let's try a little bit of that. Yeah, actually, that looks quite effective. And then I'm going to pop a little bit of glue. It's got my initials there. Maybe I shouldn't put my initials in. Maybe I just put a heart in that corner. What do you think? Ah, help. Cover that up. Let's take the glue off of that a minute. And then put some over this. And I can leave that to dry.